What's good, people? We're here. We're a little later, but we're here to talk about a movie. And I have a little intro for you guys that I threw together from the movie that I just thought just needed to be shown, need to be said, and just watch. It's not long. Just watch. Just watch. You'll understand when you see it.
Hold the baby with both hands, gotta let her down, slow and steady. Got to squeeze the trigger, don't jerk it, cause if you jerk, it won't work.
Well, it's time to make America good again.
If you jerk, it won't work. I hope you learned something from that, guys. I hope you learned something from that because it was a lot. That was a lot, and that's from the movie we just watched, Blue Sunshine.
You catch what he said? He said, "Make America good again." I wonder why that sounds familiar.
Yep.
Makes you wonder where he got his from.
I put that there on purpose. He must have seen this movie,
Yeah.
or one of his people seen this movie. But again, Blue Sunshine, which I fucking love this cover. Like, I want that on a shirt so bad. I'd love it without the lettering, or with it maybe smaller, but more so of the the colorful shit. I know you're colorblind, so I don't know what it looks like to you.
It looks like some neon something.
Okay, that counts. You get it then. You understand what's going on there. I don't understand. What's good? I'm talking to him like he's slow. Dude, I don't mean to. He's just colorblind. I said real soft, like I don't know what's going on.
Colorblindness is not a mental thing. Colorblind people stand up.
But no, you want to really quick before I forget. At the end of the movie, if you watched where it showed like the little paragraph shit, one thing that stood out to me was in 1967, 255 of the Blue Sunshine pills, which we will dive into when we get into this movie, were unaccounted for, and I was like, that's kind of a cool you know what I mean, like undiscovered, unopened thing. It would be cool if it was tied into another movie later on down the road, which I'm sure it's not, but But I enjoyed this one though. This is my second time watching this movie. I had a good time with it. It was weird. It was strange, but
I liked it too. I thought it was good. I
liked it.
Yeah, it was cool.
I liked it in such a weird fucking way. In such
a
weird
was some
way.
Weird shit that happened in it, but like I thought some of it was funny. Like we'll talk about it more, but yeah.
We can dive right into it.
I mean, so
we could dive right into that shit.
So, well, basically, like the funny parts for me was like, after they got infected or whatever you want to call it, after the symptoms started showing up, like the way they looked.
Yeah.
It was funny, man. Like with their hairs all like, jacked up, and then the faces they make. Yeah, it was funny as shit. It was funny.
It was. But
I'm like they must have had to take many cuts to make certain scenes because they just look creepy, like crazy. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it was. I was gonna say it was funny, but they did look creepy at the same time. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? These bald headed people with these crazy ass looks chasing somebody or something. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it was funny, especially the lady in the house with the kids, the faces he was making. I was like,
oh my god,
I wouldn't know whether to laugh or run. Like it was
right
funny.
there. Gave me flashbacks of my mother, your mother. Shout out to Aunt Beth, rest in peace.
Oh my god!
So when we got on their nerves, like that look.
Yeah, man, that meant run.
But the thing is no matter what you did, it was just like these movies. You're gonna get caught. You can run. You could go up.
Yeah, you got to go to your room eventually.
You could hide. You eventually got to come back in. You could run away, pack all your stuff, and then just like you're just gonna go up the street and come back.
That's funny.
My guy Peter, and don't worry, Peter. Get rest, man. Get home. Make it safe. But one love to you, brother, and we're gonna be showing your trailer again. I promise that. Man,
did that say laying in the backseat bleeding?
He just had knee surgery a few days ago.
Oh damn! Okay.
Yeah, and he flew back from Florida today, back home to Connecticut. So now he's
sorry to hear that.
home. Yeah. What's good, Dan? What's good? Yeah, we need. I want to get Peter in like bubble wrap because he's one of those Cubans that gets hurt a lot. I don't know what he does. But he's an awesome director. He's a pretty cool actor, and he's bald, but he's a cool guy.
Nice.
Oh, I'll show you right now, my guy. Blue Sunshine, and this is one of these movies, Dan. It's one of those fucking open up your mind type of movies. I think you'd enjoy it. I really do. It's on AMC Plus. I believe it's on Prime too, but I'm not 100% sure. But I think you'd enjoy it. I think you'd enjoy it. You want to dive into ratings real quick, Jeff, before we dive into this film?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So I gotta think a little bit more. But I'll let you kick this one off.
I'll go. All right. Yeah. So for what it was, I give it a 7. I thought it was pretty good.
Ooh,
Yeah. I wasn't bored. I wasn't really disappointed. I don't want my money back. If I paid for this, I would not be upset. So
I like.
yeah, I thought it was decent. So I'm starting with a 7. That's where we're going with that.
I'm actually with you on that 7. This is my second
Yeah.
time watching it, but I really got to like. I don't remember from the first time watching it because I watched so many movies in between this, and this is one of these movies where it's not that it's a bad movie that's forgetful, but it's just like there's nothing that really stands out like, oh my god, in this, you know what I mean? That really like grabs you. It's a good movie, but there's nothing that really like grabs you that really stands out in this movie to where it's like, yo, you have to see this because blah. It's good. I do recommend it, but it's not one that I feel you may remember, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. It actually had a couple jump scares in it that were actually decent.
Yeah.
Like the first time when he pulled the curtain in the room with that first guy, when he started like frying up the chicks in the cabin or wherever they were.
Yeah.
He opened up the curtain, dude was like, I was like, oh shit.
No.
I'm telling you, the faces they were making would have me dying. I was like,
The fireplace scene was crazy though.
yeah, it was.
That
It
was
was.
because he just kept pushing. Yo, they kept crawling out. They just kept pushing it back in there. Like,
And then he had like that Rodney Dangerfield face while he's trying to push him back in the fire. I'm like, wow, that is funny.
like, oh,
That was
man.
hilarious. That was
It was.
hilarious.
I know it was one of those things that wasn't supposed to be funny, and I'm sure if
Well, for the time that the movie was made in, what was it, 77?
76 or 77, yeah,
Something like that. So, I mean, they're not at the forefront of
pretty much when you were about 15.
CGI or anything. You know what I mean? So, yeah, funny.
Well, no,
But
you
yeah,
don't even. You don't need CG. No, you don't need CGI.
well, I mean, for like special effects, like when the dude got hit by the truck, the first guy went nuts or whatever, and he chased him through the woods, and he got hit by the truck. The grill of the truck went up to his forehead, yet somehow he landed up on the windshield when the truck hit him. I mean,
that's just not maybe not knowing the physics and stuff. Because if you have
there's
somebody,
no way he would just be all in the grill in the engine bay.
No.
You know what I mean? So stuff like that. But I don't, I'm not going to hold that against it because of the time period. Number one and number two, it didn't suck. It was all right.
No, and we don't know what the budget was for it either. But Jahan was good, my man. Go check Jahan Gaming out. He does some dope gaming over on Twitch and YouTube.
No doubt.
This movie was weird. Like it was a slow burn, but it wasn't like super slow. Like once the weird shit started happening, it was slow when it was building up, but you knew it was gonna happen. You didn't always know who it was gonna be, but you knew it was gonna happen. Especially when you heard music or something like really loud, you're like, all right, something's about to go down, something crazy.
Yeah, the music was actually decent too, like the sound effects and not sound effects so much, but the music for when something was happening or about to happen. It was actually pretty decent. I was surprised, to be honest.
It worked perfect for this.
Good. Yeah, it did.
It worked perfect for this movie, honestly. Like the soundtrack for this movie was perfect
and for me, it's funny because the vibe I got was like, during some of the chase scenes when the crazy people were chasing the other people, it was like it was almost like I don't know how to word it, but like weird circus music, if that makes sense. Like it was, you know what I mean? I don't know. I got like the Killer Clown vibe from it, but you'd have to kind of think that way to get it. You know what I mean? But it was weird.
Yeah.
And that to me made it funny. I'm like, they got them crazy ass faces on, and then they play that music. I'm like, it was funny. It was
All
funny.
right, Jeff, you're gonna have to get used to these questions because I don't know yet. I still don't understand this whole colorblind shit.
What's that?
So, black and white. Can you see stuff if it's in black and white? Or do you see it in black and white?
No, I don't see it, but I see color. I just see the wrong colors. Where you see, certain shades of yellow, I see green. Where you see certain shades of red, I see brown.
No, but I
You know what
mean
I
for
mean?
like a movie that's a black and white or like gray or whatever you want to call it, for those type of movies, what would you see for that? Or do
Black
you
and
know?
white. There's no
Okay,
color,
okay.
so there's
Got you,
nothing
got
to.
you, got you.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I
So
forgot where I was going with that. No, the reason why I was asking that is because I feel this movie would be awesome in black and white.
yeah, that could work in black and white. Yeah,
I think this movie would
I
be
think
awesome
so.
in black and white.
I think
And I
so.
feel like I almost feel like you'd get a better vibe and the weirdness would fit more, especially with the faces. They wouldn't be as funny because with the black and white vibe for this film, it would make it look a
Yeah.
little older, a little grittier,
No,
which I feel like would make it still beautiful. Don't get me wrong, like still real beautiful, but that there for me would give it a 7.5, maybe an 8, just for putting it in black and white. Because I feel like it would change the vibe that much.
I think so too. With the lack of blood in this one, there was some, but not, what I
Yeah,
enjoy. You know what I mean? So that would have helped it, I think, too, because there wasn't as much blood
I
and gore
agree.
as we're used to watching. You know what I mean? So I mean, it worked the way it was. I liked it, but black and white, I think, would work with this too. Yeah.
I'd say even more so with the window scene with the chick that was in all the bald one that was in all red
Yeah. Yeah.
when goes out the window and all that shit. I
Yeah.
feel with
Actually,
that
that was a good scene. I like that.
that was
That
an
that
awesome
was
scene.
yeah.
But I'm
That was a
saying
good.
though, like that scene in another type of movie, like what we're used to watching, or what's probably our top stuff because we both love slashers. That scene would have been a lot gorier when she hit the ground.
Yeah, right. Like her back of her
But
head could have exploded or something, or you know what I mean.
I
Like you
feel
don't
this
fall from
movie,
8 stories and have a bloody nose. Like there's a
but
little more
I feel
damage than that. You know what I'm saying? So
this movie was more artsy in a sense. Artsy in a drug way though. And the reason why I say that is because we find out, we hear that Blue Sunshine is acid. And it's
I was gonna
acid
say
that
this was made back in the
60s.
yeah, back in the heavy drug
Because
days.
like I said earlier, in the movie, of course, people movie wise, in '67, there was 255 whatever they called it
The blue sunshine
of
pills
the Blue Sunshine pills or whatever
that were
out that
missing.
were unaccounted for, that were missing or
Yeah.
missing because maybe they found them and boop, put them in their
In other
pockets.
words, you never know. Somebody might find them and be crazy. So that kind of leaves a little opening. You know what I'm saying? So
I would love to hear that story, and I'm being honest with you. I'd love to hear that story. I don't know what you're doing right now, Dan, but I will send you a link if you could tell us that story. I'm being honest with you. If you're not busy, if you're
what
in
story?
the
What do you
bed
say?
relaxing, this right here. Because it goes with this damn movie.
Oh, he's talking about acid. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like the acid days, LSD, and that's like kind of the time period when that was really popular that this is going on. So, I mean,
It came out at the perfect time for it,
yeah,
then.
yeah,
76?
yeah.
Way, way before my time. I wasn't even thought of then.
I think I was like 2.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm just gonna I just want to hear that story, and I'll let you go night night, man. Give me a minute. Let me find the link. Oh man, this guy. Where are you at? What's over here? Wham.
I wonder too if they were when they were making this movie, if they were making it so people would watch it while they're tripping on acid or whatever. Because I had never done acid, I don't know what that's like. You know what I mean? So
Me either.
because the cover of it kind of looks like that. You know what I mean? Like it looks
Yeah,
trippy, a little trippy, or with the colors and the, you know what I mean, and them big ass
yeah.
eyes and shit. So I mean, maybe this, because if you're, even if you're just high smoking weed or whatever, and you see those people with them eyes like this and shit, and then the hair is all jacked up, and what's up, man?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
What's good, man?
What's going
But
on,
it could be
fellas?
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Sitting here
had-
wondering what it's like to trip and watch this movie because I ain't never done no acid, so I can't answer that question.
So 3 times.
Oh man.
Once in the 90s, in 98 with some of my friends. Twice in the 2000s. The third time was at a baseball game in 2009. But in 98, bunch of my friends, like,
It's always a bunch of your friends when shit
yeah,
like this happens.
bunch of my friends, we got together and we got it. Like, you guys know the movie Kids?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
I've never seen it, but I know the movie.
What?
I gotta watch
Okay,
it.
so
I've really never seen it.
You
Maybe
have
a
got
Sturd
to watch
Vision
that
review.
movie, dude. You got to watch that movie.
it's
Vision review in the future.
the same. What movie did he direct in the 2000s? This one I need Mick because like I can't keep track of this shit. But he directed another movie in the 2000s that he's notorious for. But Kids, we were all into it because we were skaters, and you know, even though I academically was phenomenal, I was a troublemaker.
You can be smart and be a troublemaker. It's all good.
Okay, I don't like, and that's
Absolutely.
I always have to give that caveat. Is like people are like, "How the fuck did you end up where you?" And I was like, "Academics were never difficult. Discipline always kind of was." So we took. Do you guys know what microdots are?
No.
I have no idea what that is.
So a microdot is a highly concentrated form of acid where you have a pill. It's like a very tiny, like aspirin-sized pill, and that was my first experience with acid, which was a big mistake.
Wow.
We were at the skate park. You know, we're all down there skating, and one of our friends had, and we called him. Oh, I can't remember the name of the character, but we called him the character from in terrible name for him from that movie. And what's crazy is like he was a good guy. He ended up a tanker in the United States Army Reserves, and at the time he was just kind of, and my friend Andy, he was just kind of he was a troubled kid, and he would get us drugs and alcohol all the time. And so we take these microdots. We're at the skate park. And at the time, I was big into skateboarding, and we were all trying to do different tricks while we were also on acid.
Oh,
and
fuck.
It was kind of a wild. I mean, it was a wild trip. What people kind of get wrong about it in the films, in my opinion, is this, like, you know how they talk about when you see the purple elephant and shit like that. That all 3 times it was never my experience. I didn't see shit. But you get these feelings, and that's it. Like you get trails. That doesn't. So like if I was like waving my hand or some shit like that, I'd see the trails. Trails are, as far as I've understood with people, universal. But you get feelings. You get these weird feelings about how shit is, or should be, or might be. And I sat with my legs under my skateboard on the top of the rail, and I said, if I fall over the side of the rail, this is all I remember, because it's like it lasts for 8 hours. That's what the other part that nobody really talks about.
Shit.
Yeah, it's a long, and then when you come down, it's worse, because it's like this weird kind of like collapse, and you're so hyper. Like it's not like weed. You're so hyper, and you're so like I'm doing do. It's like this, and then suddenly you're just like, and you don't know what to do. So you get another 8 hours of like, I have no idea what to do now.
Wow.
What the hell?
Yeah, so it's 16 hours of like, holy shit. But for those 8 hours, I sat on the edge, of the skate park, my legs over the edge of the rail, my skateboard over my thighs at the time. I was a smaller guy at the time. I had my skateboard over my thighs. And I was convinced that the edge of the rail at the half pipe was the edge of the universe. And I was lecturing my friends about how the 0 to -1 property of the universe is essential to understanding how we have a universe versus we don't have a universe. And if I fell over the edge of the universe, it would erase the universe. And like, that's all I remember.
Makes perfect sense.
And it's the weird part. So I had another friend there who was convinced that if we made the world end, like, but he did this every time he got high or on anything. He would get so high and he'd talk about this. So this is, I always remember this shit. He would talk about how we should make cars run on sand because there's so much sand in the world. So you get high on anything. It didn't matter what this dude got high on.
Ideas that could never work.
And like,
and
he's like, no. And then he turned into this whole thing about the alpha and the omega. But this time, you know, here I am, 16 years old, and he's talking about the alpha omega, and I was like, and I was an altar boy when I was 13. I grew up, you know, in the Catholic Church and stuff like that. And like, so he's talking about the alpha, and I was like, you're not getting the alpha right. The alpha is the alpha, and the omega is the omega. The omega, and to me, the omega was the other side of the half pipe. And like, that's the kind of shit, because but the tip is this: whether you're doing any psychedelics, whether it's acid or shrooms or whatever it is, you should have a spotter. And we didn't, and we ended up downtown.
No shit.
Like, dumb, right? We skateboarded downtown. We're all at the beach, and in where I grew up, the beach is where people end up. And
wow,
we ended up down at the beach with our skateboards. And we all fell asleep on our skateboards down at the beach. And that's when I woke up. And remember, I said it like the end of 8 hours. It's like, so I had to try to make my way home. And it's about 2.5 miles from the beach to where my parents grew up. Because I didn't grow up on the wealthy side of the town with the beach. I grew up on the south side of town. And like, I had to try to make my way all the way to the south side of town with my skateboard. Damn. And I couldn't function appropriately. All I remember thinking is like, my skateboard is not the method of transportation. So I'm like walking, but I'm like, I can't use my skateboard, because if I use my skateboard, I won't get home. And when you don't have a spotter, you don't have somebody who's watching. That's what it's like to be on acid. Is like,
that's
these
crazy.
unconvincing ideas that become ultimately convincing about the way things are or aren't. And you see tons of like trails, because the ocular sensor part of your nerves are directly attached with the prefrontal cortex of your brain. And that's where this acid impacts your interpretation of the world. So that's the trails that come from this. I've never talked to, like, that's, you know, crazy how they talk about you see shit or whatever. And you guys ever see the movie Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so you know, when the dog talks and shit like that, like, you guys have been high. I've been high. I've never seen a dog talk to me, and I've smoked some good shit. I've never seen like, you know, especially now where they have the, like, you know, people bust out the grinder, they get rid of the stems, like all that shit. Like, the dog doesn't talk to you. Acid, nothing talks to you other than the universe. Now, maybe for some people, the universe communicates in a different language, but like, I just got this sense of like, is or isn't these like sureties that aren't necessarily based on reality. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I always got the vibe that like it's a big hallucinogen, and I'm like, that I don't want it. Like, if I'm driving down the road doing that shit or something like it, and I like see a Smurf or something, I'm gonna, you know what I mean? I can't handle shit like that. I don't want to see that. Or if I see like, I don't know, anything, Mr. Peanut running next to the car, like, hey, pull over. I'm good. I don't need that, man. I'm good with weed and alcohol. I don't need nothing else besides that. I don't want to see anything that's not really there. I don't want to, you know what I mean?
Shrooms, in my opinion, are a stronger actual hallucinogen, but the greatest hallucinogen I've ever had is COVID.
What?
Yeah. So COVID, and
No.
I don't know
Okay.
if you remember this or not, Sturdy, when I was down for fucking 2 weeks. I almost died. I had an oxygen level of 78. It was real fucking scary for me and shit.
Yeah.
Like the only reason I didn't get to go to the hospital was because I was 38. And at the time in Michigan, if you were under the age of 40, it was like, nah, you don't get to go to the hospital. So yeah, that was basically, I was under the weight limit and under the age limit, so no hospital for you. I had such realistic dreams. I thought I was still 16. And this was so vivid. I was sure I was still 16 years old. My friends and I had been watching Jackass nonstop and trying to recreate the shit from Jackass and like all this stuff, right? So in my head, it was 1998. 1998. And in my head, it was 1998. And when I woke up, I was like unsure of reality versus unreality because I went through this a period of about 7 days where I wasn't sure whether I was awake or asleep.
What the
And when I woke up, I had to sit down and watch. And I did this. I watched all 3 Jackass movies and the date to reassure myself that this was reality.
Damn.
That was the strongest hallucinogen I've ever faced.
That's crazy as hell. So you think you may have had some leftover acid in your system from that shit or what, dude?
I don't. So it was crazy
because that's kind of what's happening in this movie.
Is
that
it?
They did this drug
Is
so
it
long
actually
ago.
like
they did this drug so long ago, back when they were in college or high school, whatever. Now that they're adults, it's the side effect is starting to bother them, and they're all going crazy and freaking out. So that's funny that you said that.
Actually, it's making them. First, they start slowly losing their hair. Then they have angry outbursts, just yelling at shit or just yelling at dumb shit, like somebody crossing the street too slow. Hey, hurry the fuck up! Like dumb shit like that, and it progresses to violence and murder, and it just gets it's nuts.
Are
It's
they drawing
crazy.
on that movie? It's from the early 80s. Oh,
this one's from 76 though. So
this
shit!
was
So
done in the 70s. Yeah.
Okay, so there was a movie like Senses or some shit like that where they did all these weird experiments on people. It sounds like it's very in this vein. I can't remember the name of it. It's on that documentary for volume 1 of the 80s horror documentary.
Okay. Over on Shudder.
In Search of Darkness.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, they bring it up on that. I haven't ever watched it, but I've seen it on Netflix before. But seems like to predate it if it's the 70s.
Yeah,
So,
I think you would like this movie though, Dan. Blue Sunshine. I think you'd enjoy it.
Blue Sunshine. I got to put it on the list. Who directed it?
I forgot. but I'll show you the poster right here. Oh, Jeff Lieberman. I love that freaking poster.
I dig it. I love the.
Yeah, that is kind of cool. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
Man, I don't like. So, Sturdy, I have this this VHS that's to my. I mean, on your clip to my right. I have that Nightmare on Elm Street VHS.
Oh, nice. Oh, you know exactly which one it is, don't you?
Right
but
there.
So I see Lake. That can't be Blood Lake.
Oh my god.
It is.
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
It is. Listen, I
tried to buy it for you, man. I tried. I did try.
It's all good. It's all good. You know. If they do make a sequel, I'm gonna watch it and talk more shit about it. You already know how I roll with that.
I don't want to derail. Like, it sounds like this is an interesting movie.
No. I don't want to derail it. I just want some credit for it because listen, people, when I hate on movies, I really do hate these movies, but I get a lot of fucking people to watch them for whatever reason.
I checked it out. I'd never heard of it.
See?
I watched it.
I feel like damn near anybody that's came on my episode, that's listened or that's watched my episode, any of these episodes, listened to them, at least gave it a try. Like, fuck it.
Holy shit.
Let me check it out.
I didn't
So
realize
yeah.
it, but I drank all fucking 4 beers I had in my little tonight. All I have is liquor over here from the show. Early.
The one you made earlier, the drink you
Well,
made
I
earlier.
drank that already. I mean, look at it. This is what it ended up looking like. But I
I
didn't,
melted down,
dude. So Sturdy, you look at the picture I put in the Facebook. I thought it really did the thing what Chris wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it represented it. I do have tequila over here.
I don't think that's a good idea.
No, tequila's
It's
good,
my
man.
first rodeo.
Tequila's good.
Oh man.
I gotta say, I love the fact that you guys bring movies that I always check out what movie you're showing in terms of this. I gotta ask you, Sturdy, what is your favorite movie
Man.
out of left field that you've ever brought to this show? Because that last time, remember, I bought the Blu-ray. It was that Samurai Women or whatever it was.
Oh, the one that Jeff loved. Yeah, that one was fun as hell, though.
Oh, the
It
one we
reminded
just
me
did a
of
few weeks
the
ago.
slime. It was channeling the slime ball Bolorama from the 80s. That was the movie that it reminded me of.
Oh, that's on the wheel too, by the way. The one you just mentioned, it's on the wheel. We got a lot on there right now. Actually, we got
Love it.
53 freaking movies. What shit?
So, what's your favorite that you've ever pushed? Because
Ugh.
I'm curious. You bring shit on here I've never heard of. Obviously,
Probably honestly, my favorite that I ever pushed. It's not a good movie by any means, but my favorite horror comedy, I'll say, is Thanksgiving. I talk about about as much as I talk about Blood Lake. I'll say this though, with that movie, don't watch it till I'll say around Thanksgiving. Watch it the week before.
gobble
or the
gobble,
week after Thanksgiving.
motherfucker. You got a
Yeah.
family, call them. I know the film.
It's still going to be a yearly thing on HorrorWithSirSturdy because I love that film, but it's going to Sturdovision because it's the Sturdovision type of film. It's to me on Sturdovision Part 1 and Part 3. And it's gonna
I
be
say,
like,
have you seen the third one with the radioactive fucking turkey? Jesus
Yes, sir.
Christ.
Yes, sir. I can't wait. I can't wait for it to show more people. My goal is for every year to show more people that movie, even if it's just one person a year.
Have you ever watched? Oh, I don't remember the name of it. Shit. So we used to do this thing called Netflix roulette when I was early on when I met my wife when we were still dating, and she was living with me. My brother came to live with me for the summer. He was still in college. Taxman Tim. And so we would hold down the down button on the Xbox controller and just randomly push right, left, whatever, and whatever we landed on. And we landed on a movie called Grizzly Park.
Oh shit!
I never heard of that one.
Me either.
I would love to have you do an episode on Grizzly Park to show my wife and Taxman Tim, because Tim had taken a couple Addies and I was hammered. And that movie came on, and even in my hammered state, which usually when I'm hammered, I'm like, yeah, I'll watch whatever. I was like, I can't do it, guys. I can't fucking. This is so bad. I can't fucking do it. And I would be curious to see if you would rank Grizzly Rage below Blood Lake.
Well, not for nothing. I tried with a recommendation member.
Mm-hmm.
Sturdy way, yeah. So
Blood Rush.
Yeah.
Blood Rush.
Yeah.
I don't have a pen. Shit, I need it. I'm gonna text it myself. Hold on.
We did it. We did it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
There we go.
Grizzly Park is the one you're talking about. You say Grizzly Park.
Grizzly Park.
Grizzly Park.
Yeah.
Not Grizzly Rage. Grizzly Park. Did I say Grizzly?
I found it. No, you said Grizzly Park. I found it.
Is that it right there?
I'm not 100% sure. We found it on Netflix. It was
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yep. Grizzly Park.
Is there a trailer? Can we show the trailer or no? Is that
I can't wait. Me personally, I don't like seeing. I like to just dive right into them and just see what the hell I'm getting into, or else I would, because I don't mind showing shit like that. Or else I would, which I am gonna spin the wheel. But before I do that, speaking of trailers,
I'm
gonna show the homies trailer again. Let me just pull it up real quick.
All right, I saved it. I'll check that one out. Yeah, Blood Rush. I wanted to throw something at my television. So
Huh?
I said Blood Rush. I wanted to throw something at my television.
Oh yeah, you know. Sometimes you have to watch stuff like that though, Jeff. You know,
Yeah, I'll watch
it makes
anything
you
once.
it makes you a better human being. It makes you a better man, better father.
Yeah. Okay.
How? I don't know, but it does. Oh,
What's
fuck.
this?
Oh,
This is next week.
no. This is the last teaser trailer, just showing it for the homie Peter again.
Love it.
His movie that's coming out. Well, of course, it's in the Indiegogo stages right now. But
Yeah.
link is in the bio for the Indiegogo. Link is also in the bio for if you guys want to just watch the trailer again. But here's the trailer. I'm gonna be showing it every Friday.
Classic.
As a child, my mother would warn us of Baba Yaga, a powerful demon who would possess and devour souls of men.
Rid yourself of your pain. Why burden your soul any further?
Peter Collymore is in the house tonight. Let's make some fucking noise.
That is a drug I've never done.
Nice.
Collymore.
Terrified of it because I love caffeine and I'm worried I would never come back.
Say it now! It's time. Give it to me! You are in good hands. Sooner or later, even a good man has to choose evil.
And that again was the Laugh trailer.
I'd watch the hell out of that.
Yeah, man, I can't wait for that. That looks good.
Indiegogo. The link is in the bio, so
That
go
looks good.
in there and go back that movie if you can afford it. Go back that movie. Back it and grab a Blu-ray for yourself so you can when it comes out, you'll get it before it's out to the public because you backed it. So that's the dope thing about it. You can also get your name in the freaking credits. All kinds of dope shit in there. Just go check it out. Go check out the Indiegogo. You know, and
My name was originally in the credit of the Friday the 13th video game.
nice
I donated
to the I know what you're talking
I think $500 or something like that to the Kickstarter, and after they did an update and a year and a half later, I lost my credit. I kind of got disappointed about that. I mean, you can't do it in a Blu-ray; that never goes away, right? But like,
Yeah,
it bummed me out a little bit because like I was like, man, I paid for that. I should be on every version, right?
I agree.
Yeah, you think absolutely.
So the reason why I'm showing this is
Rodan.
Rodan. I'm showing Rodan because in the movie, there's a dude like sitting in the corner, standing in the corner, flapping his arms like this, going.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Do you know what he's doing? He was like, yeah, he's being Rodan from Godzilla. I started dying. I was like, what the fuck? That's not how Rodan acts. Fucking hilarious. But they were on that shit. Like, they were showing like
Yeah, they were all
flashbacks.
high as shit. Yeah.
Oh my god, they were just crazy. Crazy.
So, my uncle, while I was growing up, was the reason why I even found the Godzilla movies, and he's a giant pothead. Is there a correlation, like, so 80s pothead though, right? Is there a correlation between getting high and watching these movies that are Godzilla? Like the original, I love the Godzilla movies, but I'm not. Sturdy, you and I have talked about this. Weed's not my gig. I love whiskey. That's my thing. But the only reason I discovered it is my uncle who smoked weed in the swag that 80s, 90s, right? Like that was his thing. Does it go hand in hand?
Honestly, I think weed goes to anything, or any type of movie. Oh yeah.
You would say that.
What I'll say though is it depends. Like if you want like depends on the strain you smoke, similar to like a beverage you may drink watching a certain film. If you want something that's more relaxed or something, you'll smoke more of like a hybrid. So it'll be kind of like you won't be tired, but you'll be like more relaxed but still have energy. If you want something you want to really like kick back and lay back and kind of really go to bed, you'll do the indica. And if you want something you're just like kind of up and hype, you do the sativa.
Damn.
And depending on how much you smoke, that or edibles you eat, that fucking depends on you after that. And I guess the very
like Mick talking about like eating how many milligrams, and I'm like, holy shit.
And then like I'm sure it's similar. Again, I don't drink anymore, but I'm sure it's similar with drinks and you making drinks, like bartending, making literal drinks. I'm sure you can probably make a drink for a movie for a moment. Matter of fact, I have one for you because I'm about to pull something up, which I just read earlier on Twitter.
Mine's gone.
horror.
I don't like. I like it. So this is what remains from the. This is all water now, but Sturdy, tune in for a second. I made a cocktail based on Color Out of Space that had. It was white, but I did the ice cubes in purple and pink, and it melted. So the cocktail itself was in room temperature, and when it hit the ice cubes, it started to swirl the purple and pink around inside the white cocktail. It's pretty dope.
Cool. Yeah.
It actually, like, I sent the picture to Sturdy in the chat. Like,
oh, you put it in the group chat.
Yeah, I think it turned out pretty fucking dope, man. Like it visually one of the most distinct cocktails I think I've ever made.
Nice.
Plus, I love Color Out of Space, so I call it Nick Cage's Alpaca Special.
I can't stand that son of a bitch, man. I hate that guy. I really do. Man, he's anyway, to get on the positivity, enough about the negativity. Right here, Friday the 13th, which I'm like in the middle with. So Blumhouse wants to take it over.
Why do they want to remake? So the remake they already did was magic.
They want to do it again. You already know how it goes with this stuff.
Yeah, I know.
And then supposedly James, I guess they want to put it in the hands of James Wan.
Oh yeah.
Some other
guys. You know what needs to be remade? Jason Goes to Manhattan.
Oh my god.
One of the best kills in any slasher ever. Kane Hodder lifts that woman off the like dance stage and slams her into the top.
He was a beast.
One of the best kills ever. I mean, and he said in a documentary, like, that was one of the most difficult kills for him because he had to lift her up like it was pro wrestling. And actually, she was kind of muscular. So even though she was diminutive in the film, said she was one of the heavier ones he ever had to do that to because she was like 140, 150 instead of being 110. And so he had to lift her up and push her into the ceiling. And he was like, that was actually difficult to do over and over and over again.
I bet. Wow. I bet. He's a strong son of a bitch, though, man. All right, now let's spin the wheel and see what we're doing next Friggity Friday. Let me give it a couple of shuffles. Spin it to win it.
You still got Fangs on there?
Is this for next week where you're going to watch?
Yeah. No, that's a different movie. That's a different one, Jeff.
I was saying, have you ever hit Troll 2? Because that movie is one of the worst movies of all time.
I mean, we do have decent. It's not all bad movies, but bad movies are on here. And yeah, Troll 2 is on here.
Oh God, it's so bad, dude.
Hobgoblins. Is that what we're watching?
What in the hell is a hobgoblin?
I don't know.
What is it?
Rotor?
I don't know this one. I know Hobgoblin, but I don't know Rotor.
What is a
I
rotor?
don't know this one either.
Where'd you get this one from?
I just Googled some shit. I think I really don't remember.
Is that a robot? Is that a?
Let's get that trailer. Cue that
Yeah,
fucking trailer, man.
you got a trailer for that shit? Yeah, find one, play it.
I can't do that, gentlemen. I don't do trailers.
So then just play it and go like this, man. We want to see it.
Oh no! So I'm gonna look it up.
I can't go against my principles. I can't go against my principles.
No, hold on. Can I read you the synopsis?
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Hold on. I accidentally looked up Rob the Robot. That was not intentional. You guys are too young for Rob the Robot. Rob the Robot was the original NES robot that they did.
How young do you think Jeff is? Jeff is 60.
You're stupid.
Oh, Jesus.
I am not 60. What the fuck?
Sturdy, I'm married to a black woman. I know the rule, okay?
I'm joking. He's 78.
78. I know the real age is like 92 for both.
Yeah.
Y'all like looking at me like I'm looking fucking twice your age and you're probably older.
Oh shit.
So here it is. Dr. Kolderian, a pioneer of tactical robotics, is ordered by Commander Bugler to create a robot that can fight crime. Okay, we're
some RoboCop shit.
RoboCop shit. Unbeknownst to Kolderian, Bulger is working with a greedy senator who plans to use the robot to secure his own re-election. Kolderian and Dr. Steele deliver the prototype on time, but when it malfunctions and terrorizes innocent motorists and his fiance, it's up to the scientists to stop it once and for all.
That sounds like parts of that are going to be kind of funny. See, that's the kind of shit I look forward to.
It has
you know what I mean? That actually sounds interesting.
It's on Tubi. It's on Tubi, people.
Tubi? All right, yeah, I'll check it out for sure.
It's got a 2.7 on IMDb.
Oh, that's perfect.
Nice.
That's perfect. The worse, the better, man.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good.
There's movies that won awards that I think are straight trash, so I don't go by.
By
ratings.
I don't pay attention to it. I just I find it humorous, and I'm like, okay, all right, why does it have that rating? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, but see, my thing, like, I don't know, like you get like the Rotten Tomatoes and the all the other critics or whatever. I don't call them reviewers, I call them critics because it's their job to watch something and pick the shit apart. All right, cool. We kind of do the same thing, but we're more coming from a fan perspective as opposed to a critic. To me, critics are just, they have to say something.
I didn't even tear down Blood Lake because I appreciate the budget aspect of the film.
But even with the budget, that movie sucked. Fuck that, dude. I understand taking all that into consideration. That movie is still fucking ass.
I had to do a script rating of it. So.
Oh my lord! Oh, that's the one you guys just did recently, right?
Yeah.
No, we did a Christmas one recently. We did that one a couple months. We did that one September.
I was gonna say you just did one. Yeah. Wow. But I don't know if I'd want to suffer through that or not, dude.
Oh, it was bad. So here's my rule with film.
He was getting so mad.
The lower the budget, the more likely I am to try to highlight strengths. The higher the budget, the less likely I am to highlight strengths. And I think movies like this, where it's clearly trying to channel something that's popular, RoboCop, you already said it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna go in with an open mind. I want to know why it's a 2.9. If it's a 2. Recently, there's only one film that I shut off, and it's been years since I've done this. I shut off the new Aquaman film.
That's fair.
What? Really? I didn't even see the first one, to be honest with you.
I didn't mind the first one.
I don't give a shit about Aquaman. I don't care. So I
hated the first one.
I'm a huge Jason Momoa fan. I think he's a phenomenal actor. So I was willing to check it out.
I can't. I I think he's a cool guy. I think he's a really nice person and all that. But I think his acting is just. I think if anything, he should be a backup. He should be like
Stereotype. He's
kind of like a backup
stereotype
man.
guy.
You know how like
So like,
Usher's
okay, so
like
did you watch Game of Thrones? You see him in Game of Thrones?
I loved him in Game of Thrones. That was
Yeah,
part of it.
in Game of Thrones, he was perfect in Game of Thrones.
Yep.
That wasn't a main character. That was support for Daenerys. So you know what I mean. So in that, he was good. You know what I mean. So
So he's
I don't think
better
he's a
as
bad actor.
Sturd.
I just don't give a shit about Aquaman. I don't care about Aquaman at all. I don't.
But
It's just like Green Lantern, dude. Green Lantern was one of the worst fucking superheroes movies ever made, and I didn't watch it not because of that. I just don't. Who gives a fuck about Green Lantern?
Green Lantern is better than the new Aquaman.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
Ooh.
Even
The
though Green Lantern was
Marvel,
so
which
bad,
is
he
the-
made a joke about it in himself in yeah, I can't imagine it being worse.
The
That's crazy.
Marvels, which was bad, is a
Yeah.
better film than the new Aquaman.
I don't know why though. Like because a lot of people said the first Aquaman wasn't good either, and I'm like, damn, I wonder why. Because he's a popular guy. He's, you know what I mean. They got
James Wan
CGI,
directed
they got
both. James Wan directed both films too. Speaking of horror, horror was so sturdy. Like,
Mhm.
But how, dude? Can that be bad? Having like an A-list actor, if you will, or whatever you want to call it,
and just
a guy
just
with
like
a director
bungle
with
it
an
that way.
experience, and like, yeah, how in the hell? I don't know. Now I want to watch it to see how they fucked it up, and I never watched them. You know
I
what
couldn't.
mean?
I did like I made it through the Marvels.
Yeah.
Made it through the whole film. Like so, that's it. I think this should be noted. Is like I can make it through a low budget film and usually watch the whole thing. Okay, I can make it through certain high budget films and watch the whole thing and still hate it. Something like the Marvels. I watch it, got to the end, I was like, that was a mess. I did not like that film. I shut the Aquaman off 33 minutes in. Exactly.
Damn,
like
soon? Oh shit. See, I think too, the thing is when you watch movies like we're reviewing right now, you go in, you know it's a low budget movie. Somebody made it with an iPhone or some shit like that. You know what I mean? You expect it to have a lot wrong with it, but I'm still interested in seeing it. Like all these people, and even the great directors and actors that are out now started doing this shit. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just, to me, this is.
I want to see Sturdy direct a movie.
I don't know about that
See,
one.
I don't know if that would be funny or scary. I don't know. Him making a horror movie is a scary thought in itself, dude.
I mean, it can't be worse than Pieces. If you guys
It
have
will
seen
be
that.
it would be a slasher movie about cars somehow. I know that much.
No, I'm not letting them mess with my cars.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see what he come up with.
The big thing is Sturdy's Trans Am couldn't have held a candle to my 91 Ford Thunderbird SC. So,
oh boy,
yeah, you never know. You never know. I'll line up with anybody. If you're faster than me, slower than me, you got to get you know. Where I do bracket racing, you know how them rules go. So you still got to win. A race is a race. Win. Yeah.
That supercharger with the crane cams, and I had specific low RPM shift kit in terms of it. I think I could have taken you Sturdy.
I mean,
that car died. That car, I mean, a long time ago. I drove that car to 360,000 miles, Sturdy.
Damn.
And it was built like that? Did you buy it used and then?
Yeah, it was. So, I mean, I think I can talk with you guys about this. It was.
He knows way more than I do. So
it was.
We're car dudes, so yeah.
It was somebody who did not possess a green card in the United States. And what they tend to do in Oceana County is they pick asparagus or blueberries and then go, home. And they had abandoned it on the side of the road. My grandpa runs a tow truck business. So he had towed it back. It had an abandoned vehicle title. I ripped the engine out, put the new cams, rebuilt the heads so that way they were bored about 0.05 over. Had a brand new supercharger installed into it and the stall converter kit in terms of the shifter. And
you said with a stock supercharger, or did you put a better supercharger on it?
Stock. It was the Ford stock. So it was only running at about 12 psi. I mean, that supercharger, that 91, that 91 series, like, was not high. It wasn't HPO or anything like that. And but it kicked out for a car like that, 300 horsepower. Stock, it was 260. With everything I did to it, it was 300. I had it dynoed at the tire. Meanwhile, by the time it reached 360,000 miles, I was worried about like being able to close the door. And, but I would have loved to see it like when I won best car when I graduated. I would have loved to see it go toe to toe with Sturdy's car. I'd have loved to see that. I never got the chance to. I did race somebody's S10 that he put a 355, so the 350 board 5 over with a special set of heads on it and dual exhaust with what headers did he have in it? I don't remember. They were shorties, but they weren't. I don't remember the brand. And in the middle of racing the guy, his transmission just dropped right in the middle of the fucking road.
Wow, nice.
And like this,
I had a buddy that did that with an S10 Blazer. He put a 350 in.
Why do people do that? Why?
He put a 350 in it from a Monte Carlo, and he had drove it down. I was running a shop at the time, so I built the exhaust for it. And not for nothing, man, that shit was pretty nice. I was impressed. I was like, damn.
Have you ever seen?
He did it on a tree branch in his yard. I'm like, what the fuck? And when he was done, the shit was nice. I was like, damn, okay. I was like, so I gotta pull out all the skills when I do this exhaust, right? Because I didn't want my work to fuck it up because it was actually pretty good. I was like, damn, this is nice, and I want to do a burnout with this bitch when I'm done too. So
they made
it was nice. It was nice.
S10 Blazer from 91 to 93 that had the Vortex V6 in it.
Yeah.
From those models, and like it stock out of the factory was 260 horsepower in a fucking that like shitty ass tiny Blazer that they made back then. And I knew one person who had one. His parents were rich, and I was like, man, that's sick as shit. And it was lowered, but on coiled springs. And when you took off, it was like taking off in the fucking Ford Lightning, man. And and that was mean. That Vortex fucking V6 they put in that was a mean fucking V6. And like, I was impressed, but I can't imagine putting a fucking. And then I pointed this out to this guy with this S10 afterwards. I was like, not only do you have 2 more cylinders than me, you're chilling out at 120 cubic inches more than what I have. I don't even care that I have a supercharger. Like, you should have blown the fucking doors off me in that tiny S10. So, have a good day.
Yeah, plus that would be lighter than your car too.
No shit. Like, especially
weight ratio.
4-wheel independent suspension.
Yeah.
And that car was like driving a couch. That's why I drove it. And like, I love that it had power and everything. Although I did, after I installed those cams, I was doing a quarter mile with it, and I didn't know a cop was at the bottom of the hill. He clocked me at the front at 68, and by the time I hit the backside, he clocked me again. I was at 116. And like, he followed me around the corner and stuff, and I just pulled over, and he was like, do you realize what the fuck I clocked you at, etc.? And I was like, I'm pretty sure. What kind of ticket are we gonna write here? And he only gave me 9 over, and I appreciate it. I was very gracious about him giving me 9 over in that situation.
Yeah, that's why I rode motorcycles. When that shit happened, we took off. I ain't stopping. I'm not getting the ticket. Sayonara, you ain't catching us.
No way. Didn't you guys had bikes before you had cars too, right?
Yeah, I got my motorcycle license before I got my car license. Hell yeah. I grew up riding bikes with Unc and all that. No, Josh, I don't know if he got his
because I remember back in the day at grandma's old crib, we don't gotta mention the address and all that. Yeah, you and him would be driving them mopeds up and down the street, and then next thing you know, both you motherfuckers have motorcycles. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Where are the cars at?
Yeah, I passed my motorcycle road test before my car. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep. Now neither one of you ride anymore, right?
No, because I live in Florida and people down here are crazy, dude. There's people dying every week on bikes down here. I got kids. I can't die. I have to live and work and provide.
When I got out of the Army,
it's too dangerous here, man. It's too dangerous down here.
In Ludington, so when I got out of the Army, Sturdy, there are 2 accidents in Ludington off a highway. And my friends were working construction. So I get out of the Army and I go by this Kawasaki Ninja 600. It was a 2003. Brand new. I think it was $9,200 off the lot back then. So I go pay cash. I mean, it's army money. That's what stupid fucking dumbass 21-year-olds do, right? And I'm driving around town. All the chicks are checking out. I'm taking hot ass chicks that I'd never had a fucking chance for before I got in the army. And like,
I want to ride on the bike.
Oh yeah, right.
Common occurrence.
Well, my friend's working construction, and he's like, "Hey, we're opening this construction up, but we got one more night where it's not, in this so brand new pavement too." Took that bitch to 215 on that brand new fucking pavement. Got so terrified the next morning, took it in, and fucking traded it in for a Saab 900 S turbo. I was like, nope.
People that don't ride don't understand. When you go that fast on those bikes, it's like a tunnel. Like everything outside of here is blur.
The street line in the middle was
solid. Exactly, that's solid. Even the lights from the street lights, because we used to blast around at night. You know, what I mean, we had this thing called the loop that we used to do. I wasn't even the fastest guy, not even close. I had a GSXR 750. There's guys with R1s. All kinds of, you know what I mean, supercharged bikes, turbos, all that. And I'm getting that from that. So I can only imagine the dudes with the boosted bikes. It was crazy, the shit we used to do. You know what I mean? You go so fast. All you hear was like static from a television and then the vibration. And that's it. And then just nothing like it. There'll be adrenaline. I would do it again right now. Absolutely. If I knew a highway, probably not in Florida, but if I was back home up in New York, doing what we did, I love it, dude. There's nothing like that. I used to hear that shit. Oh, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. Okay, because I rode dirt bikes, you know what I mean, growing up, and I knew I wanted a street bike, but I wasn't sure what, and this and that and the third. Man, me, my brother, my father, all our friends, we were all freaking nuts. It was fun as shit. We'd be a pack of 30 bikes riding around Albany. Fucking, oh my god, it was great. It was fun times, man. Fun.
You say, Sturd?
Do you remember that black bike my dad had, the drag bike?
Yeah, that was a GSXR frame. I almost bought it from him.
Shit!
Yeah, that shit ran like
frame. Yep.
I don't know if it ran in high 9s or low 10s. I forgot. He never raced it. He bought it off another dude that had it. He kept it for years, and you wanted it so bad.
I did. I remember I walked in the garage and I was like,
and like
GSXR frame. He was like, "Yeah." I said, "What are you doing with that?"
He just had it just to have it, right? So like he was just like,
I remember that.
He didn't tell you or Josh because you both wanted. He was like, I would never sell it to one of those kids. He was like, because if anything ever happened to it, I'd feel so. He was like, I'd feel so bad, and I get it.
Well, we just went out and bought our own anyway and did it. You know what I mean?
But no, but that was a drag bike though, so it's little, you know what I mean? That was a little different versus you guys getting
a hell of a sleeper. I had. Do you guys know the Hyundai Veloster?
Mm-hmm.
So I had a 2014 Hyundai Veloster Turbo with a 6-speed manual in it. That tiny ass fucking car, the three of us could have picked it up off the ground, and it had 260 horsepower.
Wow!
And it was boosting about, I think it was 16 psi. So it wasn't the top I've ever had. My Audi that I had for 2 years was 24 psi through the turbo.
Damn.
And that's probably why I ended up.
That was stock like that?
No.
I was about to say that couldn't have been stock. Okay.
That was not stock. That's why I probably burned out. I burned out the number 2 cylinder in it. It just charred it. It just fried it. But this Veloster Turbo, I never had a single fucking car light to light beat me. And I think it's just because of the weight. And so I can't imagine with that fucking frame, the closest comparison I can make, that fucking frame is so light. It must have been just an absolute fucking beast. Wow. Like a monster. Did you get to drive it, Sturdy?
Drive what?
Your dad's bike?
Oh, I don't fuck with bikes. I don't
Ever?
Never.
My grandpa accused me that I would never be happy until somebody put a rocket on my back and let me fucking discharge it.
Nah, fuck that. I
That's
was never.
that's
I
what
was
riding
never
some of these bikes is like, man. Even the street bikes, not even talking about like
the 5-star ones and shit.
drag bikes. Yeah, man, because we used to go to Washington Avenue Extension. Back when my
Yep.
father was back in the day, they used to race down that road. So we used to go there, man. We used to
Yeah.
have so much fun, dude. It was crazy. A lot of fun. And the acceleration is crazy on some of these bikes is you don't realize how fast. Like I went to pick up my brother's bike at Black R1, that Blackbird he had. And I went to go pick it up for him from our old house. We're moving into a new one. So I was on the highway leaving by Schenectady College. There's a big,
Yeah.
like a sweeping turn on that. Now, keep in mind, I have my GSXR 750, and that's a 1000, the R1. And it's fast, like fucking fast. So I'm on it. I'm on a highway, and I get on it a little bit. And Rome was with me, too. He could tell you this story. And I get into the turn, and Rome is behind me, and I accelerate through the turn. And I'm used to my bike, the amount of throttle to give it. So I started giving it the same kind of throttle, and in the turn, the wheel come up off the ground, and it started standing up. I scared the shit out of myself.
Mid-turn it did?
Mid-turn, dude. I swear to God, it was like this, and Rome was like, "Oh my God, I thought you were dead." I said, "Nigger, me too." Because I wasn't knee dragging. I was like a nice sweeper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was just sweeping, and I just came out of the apex, and that shit stood up. And I had friends that used to do that shit on purpose, dude. They'd be in a turn, pop a wheelie, come out of a turn, and ride it straight, and just ride a wheelie for 18 miles or however long they felt like doing it until they got bored. So I knew I wasn't necessarily going to crash as long as I didn't do nothing fucking stupid. You know
I feel like
mean?
we're dominating this with race talk. I can talk this shit all day. Man.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask. In my head, I was gonna ask you guys like. So we have in Grand Rapids, which is where I went to college. Like there is something called the S turn, and it is a true S. Have you guys ever broke them loose in the back of a car mid S turn and then fucking drifted through the other side of the S? Because like that. When
I did, but I didn't make it through the S. I was off in the side of the road in my pickup.
Oh man! So
I did not finesse that at all. Dude.
I have a friend whose dad is a doctor,
close.
and he we got to take these girls down to Grand Rapids in his Porsche, but Dan didn't know how to drive a stick, so I had to drive. This is a different Dan. I had to drive us in the Porsche. It was a 92 Porsche Carrera R. So it wasn't the RS, but it was the R. And it, like, I'd never driven anything like it, and driving it, whatever. And we get through the S curve here, and Dan was like, we got to show these girls a good time. Like, do the thing. And we had already driven my car in high school, like, fucking doing crazy shit everywhere in Mason County. And I was like, wait, you want me to fucking break it loose through this curve? He's like, yeah, break it loose through this. So as we're coming around the first part of the curve, I take it wide, of course, kick it down into fucking third gear as I'm at like 70 miles an hour. And as I'm coming through the second side of the S, the fucking tires just break. Damn. And I glide through at about a fucking 90-degree angle through the second part of the S, shift down into fourth, double clutching and push it through the gas, and then over correct on the steer as we're coming through the other side of the S. And like, I thought those two fucking girls in the back seat were gonna piss their fucking pants, man. And Dan afterwards, he turns to me, he was like, I thought you were gonna crash my dad's fucking car. I thought you were gonna crash my dad's fucking car. And I was like, I wasn't gonna crash that fucking car. And I control that car the whole fucking time. Like that shit, like country kid shit. That's country kid shit right there.
Yeah.
Like all fucking day, man. Like, and I mean, I'd never driven a Porsche before in my life. Fucking $150,000 car in 1992, right? But that's country kid shit right there. I did that when I was 9 in my my grandpa towing cars and shit. I got to do whatever the fuck I wanted with cars that were like brought in, but at the same time, either they're totaled or whatever. But if they were still running, he was like, go do whatever you want to them. And this Toyota Tercel.
Imagine that as a kid being able to do that shit.
Oh my God. Learning
I mean, hundreds of cars. So this Toyota Tercel comes in, and the 91 Toyota Tercel, if you had the Tercel S.
I remember those damn cars, man.
It had the Suzuki turbo in it, though.
I couldn't stand those fucking cars, dude.
No tires on the back. So the front tires are in the car, has this fucking 12.5 psi turbo in a car that I could lift up the back end when I was 12. And like, but it's only a 4-speed transmission in it. And I would drift around the piles of cars in the backyard with no fucking tires on the back in a front end car. And I would just fucking do these like fucking crazy ass drift turns and I didn't know drifting when I was fucking 12. I didn't know. And I would do these crazy ass drift turns through all these fucking piles of cars. And like it was how I learned to drive on the snow and the ice, to be perfectly honest, because you learn how to overcorrect the oversteers. And like I miss those fucking days, man, of just being able to like do shit like that, because it was so fun. It was so fun.
Good shit, yeah.
I didn't mean to be making about cars, fellas. I'm sorry.
No, that's interesting, man. I enjoy it too.
Cars, we all love horror.
Yeah, man.
Shit.
All right, I gotta bail.
Have a good one, man.
All right, man. Have a good one.
I'm gonna check out the movie. Check out Blue. First though, Blue.
This one right here.
Yeah, Blue Sunshine and Rotor, right?
Yeah,
yes, sir. Rotor. I'm excited for this shit right here.
I'm gonna check it out. Judge, Jury, and Executioner. It's like,
Judge
what's
Dredd.
that? Judge Dredd meets fucking RoboCop.
Yeah.
Or Terminator. Can't forget him.
Yeah, from the way this cover looks, yeah.
Love it.
Nice.
Fun.
This movie's gonna be so fucking bad, but the cover looks so cool because I like how like the robot's the same color as the gun. It almost blends in with the hand and everything. Parts of the body.
Yeah, I do dig it.
But it's probably gonna be horrible. But it's gonna be hilarious. That's the good part about it. It's gonna be hilarious. It better be fucking hilarious. I hope it's hilarious.
It will be.
It's gonna be hilarious, guys. Don't worry about it. I can't wait. I can't freaking wait. Like I'm excited for it because I've never seen it, and we're gonna be in for a treat. So make sure you guys tune in next week for that, and make sure you guys also check out the Scene Stabs. There's a lot of dope shit over on there. Check out Popcorn and Pints,
including my show.
Yes, every Friday night at 8:00 Eastern time.
8 Eastern. This week we made based on Chris's recommendation, outworldly horror cocktail, a nice purple and pink swirl on a white cocktail this week. I thought it turned out really nice. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So make sure you guys go check that out. Of course, HorrorWithSirSturdy every Tuesday and Thursday at 8. Sturdo Vision Fridays midnight. Popcorn and Pints every Saturday at 9. And we're still doing the Star versus Star Trek versus Star Wars. We're winding down, but
what are you on?
In there. We're in week 9 of, I believe, 13 or 14 weeks or something like that. I don't remember the movies. It's just Star Trek and Star Wars
together.
Not even. It's just like my 3 favorites of the Star Wars films have passed already, 4, 5, and 6, of course. So it's just like now it's just going. Not that I'm suffering, because I'm not suffering, so I don't want to say it like that. But it's like I nutted already, so now I'm just like going through the rest of the course.
But you did it. So you must. So at 9, you must have done First Contact, right?
Yes, that was last week, I believe, because this is the 9th week right here. We're on.
Contact.
I want to say Insurrection.
My personal favorite. So
Insurrection and Awakening.
Okay. Love it.
But yeah, if it was me, I'll say I would do Revenge of the Sith, New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Done. That's all I need. And I'm saying Revenge of the Sith because that's one of the newest ones that they came out with, but it was done so well. You got to see why Darth Vader became Darth Vader. You didn't need the first 2 movies with it. You've seen that the man lost everything that he loved and ever cared for and ever wanted and ever needed, and lost it all like that. Fuck, I'm doing the dark side too.
Revenge of the Clones is one of the worst movies I've ever fucking seen. So,
well, yeah, check all that dope shit out. Of course, in the scenes times where we're going through the Godzilla films, we're still doing that. Episodes are dropped on Sundays, so you're gonna want to see that as well. What ones are we on? Gonna be honest, I forgot, but we're in the 2000s. I know we did Godzilla 2000.
Yeah,
and
it's Godzilla 2000, and they're after that. Yeah.
There's 2 more after that. So tune in for all that dope shit. But I'll see you in nightmares. We're gonna get out of here. Peace.
Thanks for having me on, fellas.
Oh hell yeah, man! This was fun.
Yeah, man, for sure, it was fun.